Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the Council of Future Conflict, episode 649. We're talking Iran War, day 32, and Muslim mayhem. Is that spelled correctly? Mayhem? Is that how you spell that? I know that's what I put, but
we're missing a Y in the word mayhem.
Yeah, there we go. I knew it was misspelled. I just didn't know how it was misspelled.
Well, then
I blame Watcher because he was supposed to do the copy edit on that. So
probably
just
fair.
saying it.
No. Watcher himself said, "Oh, look, Scott, you did the titles for me, so you don't get to evade responsibility on that."
I know, right? Anyway, all right. So,
but in the Arabic world, it's probably Mahem.
Mahem, yeah, exactly. Or it's probably something in Chechnya, Dagestan. All right.
Hold on. Fixed.
Look, see, that's why I say it, because I know Watcher can fix it like nothing. No big deal. So we are late. Yes, I blame Watcher for being late. I mean, we literally were calling him. What was it? 10 after.
I was having issues with my logins.
Wait. You're gonna blame Watcher, but you were just playing a video in the back, and I had to remind you what time it was. So.
Well, I was waiting on Watcher, I mean, that's what you do when you wait on Watcher. You want to play a video.
What we should have done for April Fool's Day is actually went on time.
I know, right? Oh, it is April Fool's Day for you guys. I forget. It's April Fool's Day for me too.
So, happy birthday to my favorite April Fool.
What would be funny if her name was April. My favorite fool, April.
I pity the April Fool.
That's right. All right.
My parents weren't that clever. That would have been a good thing to do, but no.
Hey, real quick, before we get too far, just say a couple words, couple thoughts, prayers, words, whatever for C. Westby's wife as she gets well. She had to stay in the hospital overnight. No, sounds like everything's fine, but you never know. So, best of luck to you guys, C. Westby.
Mutually assured on the 80s MREs, it was what we refer to as the 5 fingers of death, and that was the Beans and Franks one.
So, Joe, I'll be honest with you. I think the old dark brown bag MREs were both the best and the worst.
It was the best of food. It was the worst of food.
That's exactly right.
Because you know what, the chicken a la king one actually wasn't all that bad.
It wasn't bad. It was not bad. All right, Joe, how you doing today?
I am actually doing good. It's not a bad week. We got lots going on and lots of plans being made for the summer. Our show Whispering worked because I have been contacted by Bobby Ray McCullough about him making an appearance. So that's actually good.
That gives me plenty of cover to come as well.
Well, he makes the signature drink to Bobby Ray. And the funnest memory of that road trip you and I made was that night we're sitting there and your dad says, "Joe, would you like a drink? I'm going to make you the famous Bobby Ray." And he comes out and he hands me a drink. And Scott goes, "Dad, where's mine?" And your dad was like, "You live here. You know where everything is."
I don't live there. That's just it.
It
last I know, my family lives in South Korea.
Right? But it was a good time and it's a good drink. And so Mirko 6 asks, can you donate, get the rest of the way? Let's give everyone an update. By the end of the day, Monday, you guys donated $750, which is
amazing,
$250 above the goal to get me to eat this box right here. So we're going to do a separate video on it. I'm not eating it here now and today. So just so you know, Watcher and I will make a separate video by the end of the week of me actually preparing and eating this, because I do follow through. But I'm just going to be honest, I made some of my world famous burritos last night, and since it was just me, I might have overdid the spiciness, and I'm going to need a minute before I put anything else potentially hazardous in my stomach. So
yeah.
We need EMS on site. All right.
Yeah. So I want to thank everyone for what they did. So that was pretty cool.
Speaking of EMS, how you doing, Roger?
Your audio just went out the window. Yeah.
But I think I heard him though, which was speaking of EMS. How am I doing? And I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I went and got my surgery consult yesterday. So I just found out that the dental implants are not just like a hey, go get them done thing.
No, they are not.
So
there's a reason why they do sedation dentistry for things like that, because it's like drilling into the jaw and all this kind of stuff.
Well, so I'm also going to have a bunch of bone implanted before they could do the implants. So I'm on a 6-month plan.
Some structure to hold it in, right?
Yeah.
And that is that donating from the hip or something like that?
No. So I asked that. I was like, so what, are we just going to take my pinky toe? Is that enough? And they're like, no, we just have, we have material available from others.
You're going to get some cadaver.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Listen, if you all of a sudden want to start cutting other people's faces off and wearing them,
just stay in Idaho and do that. I think they're cool with that down there.
It's perfectly fine in Idaho. Just move a little further north.
I think I saw a movie about that once.
Well, I saw a headline about the LDS Church changing their rules, a big change for the LDS Church. So maybe that has something to do with watchers.
Well, the only thing I saw was that we have less meetings now. By a lot.
Well, I mean, that's probably good, right?
Yeah, it used to be way back in the day, it used to be 4 hours, and then they moved to 3 hours, and now they're moving to 2 hours. So
I tell you what, man, long church is that's the thing. That's the way you get kids to check out, like teenagers. I feel like go ahead.
Why we're glad about it is that is about how long our kids can stay engaged before they have to go outside and run around.
I remember every Sunday waiting to have dinner when we were up at my other grandparents' place for the LDS members of the family to finally get done with church and come to dinner. So every week.
Oof, poor man.
Hey, let me ask you guys.
Hold up, there is a $100 Rumble rant.
Whoa!
Crap! Merc06. Happy Monday, all. This is for all the lives I've missed. Keep up the good work. Hey, brother, we appreciate that. You no need to. I will happily take your $100 and spend it on something frivolous, because But that being said, no need to donate if you don't feel like you can't.
And by frivolous, he means Watcher.
Well, yeah, it's literally me sending money to Watcher because I owe Watcher for all the shipping and stuff. So thank you. That gets me $100 closer. Watcher, I'm sending it right now to you via PayPal. Okay.
April Fool's.
April Fool's. You ain't getting shit, motherfucker. All right. We appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you.
Jean asked a question earlier. With all the revelation about the alien breeding program, she assumes that everyone here is not an alien. The alien cross-breeding program explains a lot about a lot of people. So,
I'm right here, Joe.
Well, I mean, at least Watcher.
Oh, I mean, that's that. By the way, that is the first place all of our friends went with that. Is they tagged me and went Nephilim.
Yeah, some people appear to be crossbreeded with Nephilim. Watcher.
Hey, so Joe, I've already kind of let the cat out of the bag on some of my near future plans. With big moves and things like that. I had a thought. Now, this is something we can just, I'll mention it. We can chat for a second, and then we can table it and maybe come back to it at a later date. But, so when I'm finally out free and clear, right, I was thinking about doing a show that's a little more introspective that talks about my experience and some of the shit that I've been through in the last 2 years. Hey, Corgi for 1999 says, it's a payday, so I'll share the wealth a little. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. So what do you think, Joe? Do you think something like that, like more of a kind of like a blog type thing?
I would wait until you are fully out.
No. I mean, we're not talking about it. We're talking about doing it when I get fully out. Is what we're talking about here. Merc 06,
Memoirs of a young infantry captain.
Well, or a broken down old one. Scott, you still looking for a job? Got something with a startup as a BD director. It's based in Michigan, but remote. If you hit me up, send me a DM over on. I am absolutely. By the way, I don't know if I've tapped into this network yet. But I am currently looking for a job. So if you guys have any leads or people like you think that there's something that might fit a 24-year veteran U.S. Army officer.
So there's a side quest going on about the hats, and I pointed out that your hat says Padres.
No, it says San Diego.
San Diego. Oh, okay.
But it's a Padres hat.
Padres hat.
Yeah.
And then somebody's asking where you found the DNC hat that you wear sometimes.
The night desert camo hat.
Yeah.
I can't remember where it's got a. Let's see. I've got 3 hats here. Let's see what we got here. We have it right here. Let's see. There is a tag in here, and haven't.
Is it Fire Force Ventures?
No, black gunpowder is what it says.
Probably nowhere you can get it in the U.S. So
yeah, but it does have a chosen man. It's like almost like that patch was made for.
I know
this color
it blends perfectly on there. We got you, Juan Gringo. For those who don't know, Juan Gringo's wife's been going through some issues, and she had some surgery. She's in surgery right now, so let's all shoot up a quick prayer for Juan's wife.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, man,
prayers are appreciated.
And I'm glad we can be here to just help keep you company, man. So, hope things are going good.
All right. By the way, I just want to say that since my dad has come into the picture, it looks like I can say that I've got my top cover in order to be able to come to the event. And
hell yeah, Joe! I thought you'd be a little more excited.
What happened?
The man just said he's coming. He's coming in July. He has his top cover from Dad. There's no more ifs, ands, or buts. He's coming.
Who said that?
Right.
Scott.
I just said that. Yeah. Brother, you don't know how much I appreciate the fact that anybody would even kind of, if you need any information further along these lines, let me know and I can send you my resume or whatever you need.
Well, Militant Roots says he might have something in a couple of months.
Well, in a couple of months, I might need a job. So
we'll sit you down with Brandon again when you get out here too. So
yeah,
they hire a lot of veterans and a lot of their work is remote too. So,
all right. Anyway, so if you got any thoughts or whatever along those lines for a guy like me, just hit me up on DMs and
we actually have a ton of defense industry in the greater Kalispell area. By the way, Nomad combat vehicles and Falcor defense and shield arms, a lot of that stuff. Yeah, Jay Clark, I am about to crack open a monster. I get it, bro, but.
I just finished off the last of my King energy drinks.
Listen, man, life's too short for value energy drinks. Get the good stuff.
This is Korean.
Don't drink Budweiser and Busch Light and natural ice. Ice.
You have no idea how good this is, Joe.
You're right. I have no idea, and I intend to continue in my ignorance.
Well,
all right.
Guys, can we start by me showing you the funniest thing I've seen between American Japanese?
Well, first of all, preface this and talk about how you are actually like a Japanese phenomenon now on X.
Apparently, yeah. I apparently the key is just talk to them because they like that. but I've been kind of
Shocking.
addressing them directly, and they've been. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys my audience breakdown because this is a little nutty. So before this all happened, I believe I showed you guys a breakdown when we were talking about how all American our audiences are as a point of pride, and I was showing that I had 98% American audience, and that my and unfortunately my thing was I think 92% male, 93% male, somewhere around there. So here's what it looks like now.
Japan. So when you say I'm really big in Japan, you like literally mean it.
I guess.
Well, I mean, pull up one of your recent posts that has like over 1 million views because it's just getting like a crazy traction in Japan.
Well, so like the big one was I asked him basically, like I tried it in a little more flowery language because I was trying to, encourage cross-cultural dialogue and whatnot, and not just be a shit poster. But basically, if you boil down what I said, it was, hey, Japan, why are you guys really cool with us? Even though, why are you guys really cool with us? But the Europeans are a bunch of butthurt losers who cry at us at every opportunity. Where I mean, you technically have more reason to be mad at us. And that's been a very interesting conversation, by the way. But I've just had a bunch of them that blew up. It's been cool. But this one was not related to me in any way, though. This one was just when I was browsing. So I've seen a lot of Japanese Twitter. And oh boy, this one was my favorite.
So a couple of things. You need to use your powers for good and evangelize to them and proselytize about the powers of the Nephilim.
Yes.
And maybe then you can release the sad story of the death of your cousin from Kandahar at the hands of U.S. Special Operations Force.
I saw that photo. Somebody posted me that. All right. So real quick, though, this is without doubt the funniest exchange I've seen between Japanese and American Twitter, which, I mean, it's stiff competition, folks. But somebody said we should give the Japanese nuclear weapons, to which this incredibly small but incredibly powerful Japanese account said, it arrived twice, but the shipping method was way too American. Next time, pack it carefully, okay?
So what he's talking about is the two portable sunrises that we dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But hey, I mean, at least they have a good sense of humor about it at this point.
Some of them, I admit, and that is what I wanted to say here was, holy cow, that was great. That was
well. The irony is like I saw a post from a Japanese guy the other day. He says, "I want to hear. Do you guys feel bad about it? Because it's kind of like blah blah blah. I just want you to feel bad, and because that was a terrible thing to do, and I just don't think." And I was like, okay, yeah, I guess you could feel it, but I was like, I don't feel bad about it. I mean, I started thinking about it, and I was like, how many Japanese would have died if we had invaded the main island, of Japan? I mean, it would have been a fucking, probably 10x the amount of people who died in those, and that's not including the Americans. So I think in the balance, the nuclear bombs were or atomic bombs were
saved a lot of lives.
were a godsend.
Now, what's funny is that they actually joked about that yesterday. Somebody said, "Is it time to give Japan nuclear weapons?" And a Japanese account said, "Listen, you already tried twice, but we have some complaints about the delivery method. Can we pack them a little better?" And I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
that is actually pretty funny. All right. So that's about the funniest thing that we have for you today. So, no roaring comedy. Though this is kind of, it's sad is what it is.
Let me point this out, though, that this is not actually an ICE officer. This is some moron dressed up as one. Don't do this, kids. This is a stupid idea.
Yeah. And here's the thing. He wasn't acting like one, too, because, a real ICE officer never would have got himself into a situation like this.
Note the lack of a firearm. That should have been clue number one.
And backup.
Right.
ICE is made of water. Eat dick, ICE.
And basically, they decide, well, he's not a real ice guy, so we could just beat the shit out of him. And that's what they proceed to do. But that guy had kicked his own dude. Watch this next one. He kicked his own dude in the face.
In the interest of doing justice, we're going to need to conduct some interviews, and I'm going to start with the girl in the red hair.
Well, I mean, she's going to be easy to find, that's for sure.
We need to interrogate that girl closely.
But this guy, he also learned the reason why you don't, as a single person, unless you are even a highly competent single person, should never try to wade into a group of people and kind of take them on. That was really stupid of it.
This makes one of the Joe Dolio axioms of personal safety. Don't go to stupid places with stupid people and do stupid things at stupid times. It's also the FO part of the FAFO acronym. So
if he had been a real ICE officer, you're looking at a felony that would have put those people into jail for 20 years. This just probably is misdemeanor assault, would be my guess. But
listen, Mr. Lamquell, I'm stealing that. He said, "You mean methany, Joe?" That's good.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Let's see here. Oh, Joe, I don't want to hector you, but I just remembered to share the video. I don't know if you have done so. I'm curious to see what your poem will be today.
I'm working on it.
All right, YouTube. Yep, that's what we're talking about here. I got the link. There we go. All right. Watcher, when we get the AI-powered automatic subtitles at the bottom, we can make it available in Japanese too.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day on how we can do this for them, since text
because we are turning Japanese.
I think so.
All right, enough of that. This next one is a tale of two banners, or two murals. All right, so this first one is in Rhode Island. Go figure.
Murals for everybody that died for Black Lives Matter.
Well, it's hard to miss it. This mural of Irina Zarutska is almost complete. It's on the backside of this gay club, the Dark Lady, in downtown Providence, and now the owners tell us the project is on pause.
I think it's unfortunate that there would be any negative backlash towards the piece.
NBC 10 spoke with the man behind the paintbrush, Ian Gaudreau.
A friend of mine sent me a post about they were looking to do murals of Irina Zarutska.
Zarutska is the 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee who was brutally stabbed to death in North Carolina last summer.
I think everybody
murdered. You could say murder.
Pretty moved by the way that she was just so publicly murdered.
President Trump and other prominent conservatives have pointed to Zarutska's death as a consequence of lenient courts and politicians in Democrat-run cities. And Elon Musk is funding a sizable portion of the nationwide mural project.
He can support a white woman in America. What about the black women in America that are dying every day on the streets?
There's been so much backlash.
Well, she's really gotten away from a lot of fishermen.
Good time.
Yeah. Well put, Joe. And then the next one is a different mural, and it's basically success. Sadly enough, it had to take place in Florida, but
that's a good one, though.
Yeah, it's really nice looking.
So here's my problem with the politicians in Rhode Island who said that it doesn't represent their values. So what then? What does that mean your values are? That white people should be murdered for the color of their skin? Because that's what you're saying.
Yeah. Or white people can't be honored, if they're murdered.
They said that she's a divisive figure. The girl literally did nothing more than sit on a train and be murdered because she was white. And you can argue that all you want, but the man is on video saying, I got that white, whatever
That's right.
term he used.
Right. He's the one that made it racial, not
He's
anybody
the one
else.
who made it racial. Yeah.
Oh, but the problem here is, Joe, is that in their kind of way of thinking, black people cannot be racist. So that can't be a racist thing. It's like, how fucking stupid are you?
Yet the biggest racists I know are all
Chinese. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Meanwhile, you can put up George Floyd anywhere you want.
That's right. The patron saint of
even
cocaine.
places that don't want to host it.
Well, this next one is a it's one of those kind of things. Beware. I will subtitle it as beware, or maybe don't be a journalist in Baghdad, covering the current situation, because that's a fucking stupid thing to do. Joe, this is kind of in the personal protection segment tonight. Give us your kind of rundown of this.
And actually, Sarah Adams and I tag teamed on a thread on this. Here's the deal. She went there, and she's kind of a leftist goofball. She went
Shelley
there with no
Kittleson,
security.
real quick, is who we're talking about.
I'm sorry?
Shelley Kittleson is their name. Just to kind of make sure we
she went there to show everyone how safe the streets of Baghdad are, and was warned, hey, listen, don't come here, because if you do, we're gonna kidnap you. And she said, okay, bet, and then got kidnapped. So you really have to take your personal safety into your own hands. You are responsible for you. Pay the money and get a professional team, or don't go to places like Baghdad. Kidnapping has always been common in Baghdad since the invasion, and it probably was before that. We just don't know, right? Yeah. It's not unusual for there to be kidnappings in Baghdad. The problem here is that she claimed that there weren't, and then got kidnapped. So
good news, Joe. I'm reliably told down in the comments of this video we're watching here that she's a strong, independent woman, and she doesn't need no man.
Oh, so she'll be fine. She got some bonus men, and perhaps they're just escorting her to the airport.
Well, I think they were in such awe of her that they said, "Well, we can't live without her in our lives, so we need a little bit of."
They're about to culturally enrich the S out of her. So
that's right. That's right.
This reminds me of Laura Logan, actually. I mean,
yeah, as based as Laura Logan is, I think she realized she's not bulletproof when she encountered that Tahrir Square incident. You don't wish on anybody. By the way, we're not saying that she deserved it. But
things like this are why anyone who travels overseas or even over borders, right, into lawless countries like Mexico, Cuba, Canada, wherever, you should take Kay's Hard Target Traveler course. He will teach you the awareness skills, some self-defense skills, and some escape and evasion skills to actually get out of these kind of situations or not put yourself in one. And that's kind of what my tweet was about. Hey, she clearly didn't take Kay's Hard Target Traveler class. But you have to, if you are somebody who's a public figure traveling outside the U.S., have to consider yourself a target and have to take measures to protect yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You can't. You gotta take your security seriously. I mean, it's just.
You know what's funny is I cracked a joke in there about Canada, and not one of our Canadian viewers disputed that Canada is a dangerous place.
Yeah.
Your fear of danger in Canada is being kidnapped by the government. So,
I feel bad for Laura Logan as well.
Yeah, so do I. But my point is that this woman should have learned from Laura Logan's experience.
Yeah,
but chose not.
That's exactly. Yeah, if she survives, she'll be a convert wearing a job. Yeah. Here's the thing.
Though, whatever company sent her, I can't believe their insurance company did not require her to have some sort of protection. But what probably happened, as happens frequently in the third world, is her company went cheap, and rather than hiring a British or American security person, they went with a local driver, and the local driver set her up for the kidnapping.
Yeah.
Happens a lot.
All right. Let's see here. What else do we have? Is that our last? No, we got one more. Mexican oil to Cuba. Joe, we got Cuba on the ropes, so that makes absolute sense. That Claudia Scheinbaum comes
I like his hand. Look at his hand signal. I have no idea what this woman is saying.
He's like, "What am I doing here?"
Anyway, Scheinbaum is in the FA stage and is about to move to the FO stage.
That's right.
She says that they can just send oil there.
Whether for humanitarian or
so I guess they're saying that, okay, let me read.
Mexico has every right to send fuel, whether for humanitarian or commercial reasons. Private companies, because there are private companies in Cuba. There are hotels. There are other private companies in Cuba that require fuel, and these private companies, such as hotels, are looking for private entities willing to supply them with fuel, not necessarily from government to government. There are private entities that have approached us, for example, to buy fuel from Pemex and take it to private businesses in Cuba. Mexico has every right to send fuel, whether for humanitarian.
So she needs to be reminded that we have a long history, going all the way back to the beginning of the Donald Trump presidency, of smoking ships on the water in the Caribbean. And that might very well happen to her oil ships that go that way. Or actually, we go out there and seize their tankers and bring them into New Orleans and offload them. So when we declared a blockade, So good luck.
And here's the thing. Evidently, the writing is on the wall that Cuba is crumbling quick, and there are some indicators that Marco Rubio may need to update his resume in the near future, so that he can take a new job as the president.
That's probably the one that most fits his personal situation, right?
I mean, he is a Cuban American.
I wanted to point out a piece of leftist nonsense, but then I repeat myself. And the image that was behind Claudia there of the native woman holding up a flag. Yes, because in Mexico, strong women are a thing, right? It's probably one of the most patriarchal societies on earth. But go ahead and show the image of the strong resistance woman.
Oh yeah.
But whatever.
Tell Shelley, the journalist in Iraq about strong women.
But I just mean in Mexico in particular, machismo is a thing for a reason, right? It's not just a stereotype. Crazy.
All right. Let's. I think that's all we got for odds and ends today. Joe, you want to talk a little bit about tactical-wisdom.com and
almost as much as I want to talk about Mountain Readiness. So yes, we have a whole bunch of schedules, classes on the schedule. I'm actually working with some friends who are pretty well versed in the medical field about coming out and teaching wilderness first aid at Camp Ponderosa too. So going to be some good stuff. That article I wrote earlier in the week, good thing to check out. Set up some immediate action plans that you can put into place right away. But more importantly, get on the schedule. I've made it easier to read. This is what all we have coming up. I got a lot of classes out here, including some basic firearms ones. We're not doing anything real super tactical here. We bring in other people for that because we all know I'm not much of a shooter. I don't know anything about guns, but I'll bring in others.
Me either.
But we have a lot of good stuff going on. Come and take a fieldcraft class, come and take a survival class, or more importantly, get that community security ops class in. One of my favorites to teach, though, is combatives. And we'll teach you how to defend yourself from empty-handed, ground fighting, stick fighting, knife fighting, and cold firearms combatives, all on a weekend. You'll leave with some good basic defensive skills, because your answer can't always be shooting people. I know. Some people think it is, but there are some times when you can't, or you get attacked so suddenly you're not able to. So come and check that out. NC Scout will be out here June 12th to the 17th, and he's going to do RTO and SIGINT. And I threw a combatives class before that and a community security ops class after that. So if you want to come and spend a week or 2 weeks, you can catch all kinds of classes. I think Kay will probably show up around there as well. A lot of good things happening, a lot of classes in the future.
You have a posted clear through October.
I'm sorry?
You've got a posted clear through October. That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't put in July and August yet, but I do have my stuff in North Carolina is posted there. Be prepared. I know you were waiting, but be prepared. John Wick says is not amused. Listen, the stick fighting, we talk about pencils. Pencils are a thing, or pens actually. Like, where did my tactical pen go? I just had one in my hand. I don't know. It's gone. Right here. We talk about these. And cool things like the in stock right now shield arms spike. Anyway, cool stuff. Check it all out. And then remember, Mountain Readiness is July 24th to the 26th right here at Camp Ponderosa. We have all kinds of camping and everything available on site. We're actually clearing a new campsite so that we have extra room. We have a little bit of storm damage we have to clean up in the RV campsite, but it is there. The weekend before Mountain Readiness, July 18th and 19th, I think. There are only a couple slots left in the War Lizard Tactical Defensive Pistol class here at Camp Ponderosa, so get on it. Take those last couple of slots and use our new pistol range. And then we're doing another radio class by Radio Made Easy right after that. So lots of fun stuff going on here, but I have to address Mutually Assured's question. What about bayonets? On Sunday, we go through an entire 4-hour block on bayonet tactics, and you'll be sick of bayonet tactics by the time I'm done. But just
what
kidding.
Makes
you can't ever get sick of bayonet.
Grass grow. Sorry. By the way, Lance Corporal Veteran says for our $5 says Shine Bomb is an example of fake strongman stances by third world leaders. Yeah, I mean, she's doing things that she thinks she can get away with without getting in trouble. Hey, before I do the brush beater ad, my daughter showed me this earlier, and I thought this was fucking hilarious. And you know, if you're a Harry Potter fan out there, you may appreciate this. Now, Joe, you have heard that the new you may not be aware of this, but I have a connection to the culture, see, and I have found out through the interwebs that the new Professor Snape in Harry Potter is going to be black. I don't know if you knew this or not.
Oh, I know.
Oh, so here's a clip of the new version of Harry Potter here. Let me share this. Let me remove that. Share this. Here we go.
Is that Harry Potter? They say you are the boy who dripped. Are you not, broski?
Type shit, sir.
Type shit.
Type shit.
Type shit, indeed.
I heard he doesn't have parents.
What a loser.
Well, for your sakes, I hope the three of you are ready, as today is house sorting day. Snape will explain further. He's just moved here from Atlanta. There are 4 main houses.
Houses like Griffin Drippin'.
We own this bitch, you hear?
And Drippin' Pup.
Morning Myrtle be morning tonight.
Where's the sorting hat? Darby is on his way with it.
That ass perfect, baby. I love the way you get it over the turkey, baby.
Is that Harry Potter?
Sorry.
That's very funny. Would have been better though if they used Cedric the Entertainer there for Dumbledore. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That would be very the sorting lid.
Or
yeah,
Ice Cube, baby. I don't know.
Yeah, or Ice-T actually might because he's still around. All right. Anyway, that was my attempt at finding something funny that AI has given us today. All right.
The golden AK.
Yeah, that's what I like. The golden AK. I was like, that is actually worth copying in the real world. All right. Let me get to my script here. Here we go. All right. Today we're talking about in the midst of the ongoing war with Iran, now in its 5th week, with continued U.S. and Israeli strikes, the death of Supreme Leader Khamenei, heavy retaliatory attacks, and escalating regional conflict, the deepening clash of civilizations is becoming impossible to ignore. The fundamental incompatibility between radical Islam and Western societies playing out in real time, from the battlefield abroad to growing internal threats at home, where Islamist ideology fuels parallel societies, demands for Sharia, and hostility towards Western values, freedom, and security. When tensions boil over and normal communications fail, you need to stay connected and in control. Brushbeater delivers the solution with the Radtel RT950 Pro, a high-performance handheld radio featuring a built-in spectrum analyzer to monitor frequencies and detect unusual activity. Wide multi-band coverage, including ham, CB, GPS for coordination, and strong transmission power to keep your family, group, or community linked when cell networks go down amidst chaos or disruption. You know, Joe, maybe I got to replace the RT950 with the new AR150, 152, now that they got a new version of it. What's the new version called of the 152 with the color LED, you know, the LED?
AR152 Pro.
Pro. Okay. Yeah. So if you haven't checked that out yet, I know Matt did a review of it on his website. Check that out. All right, back to the.
I will have a review coming soon too. So,
all right, very cool. Brushbeater Store delivers the solution with let's see, back it with the RTO 3-day course, intensive field-proven training that teaches you how to build SOI from scratch, manage frequencies under pressure, run secure group comms, and operate effectively in a high-threat environment. This is how you turn reliable gear into a real capability during cultural clashes and domestic instability. Get the RT950 Pro and build your net at brushbeater.store/collection/handheld-radio-ht. Enroll in the RTO course at brushbeater.store/collection/training. Use code CFC10 for 5% off all radios, accessories, and courses. Orders over $100 ship for free. Big thanks to Matt at Brushbeater Store for powering the Council on Future Conflict. As the Iran war continues and incompatibility with radical Islam in the West becomes impossible to deny, head to Brushbeater Store, enter code CFC10, and rebuild the connected, capable security presence your community needs now. Now back to the show. All right. Yeah, that
you're walking by like 6 or 7 of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it you guys still have snow on the ground, or did that melt off already?
Well, it's an interesting question. All of the snow is melted, but we're apparently getting a snowstorm tomorrow and Friday. So,
oh, the irony. I just hope to find that like a day before I fly in July that you guys have a like a midsummer.
Listen, last year I went sledding on June 25th in Glacier National Park. So,
in fairness, that is in Glacier National Park.
10 oct. What's the range on one of those radios? Interesting question. Range has less to do with the radio and more to do with geography and your antenna, but generally 5 to 10 miles. Although we got 21 miles here with one with a jungle.
Yeah, if depending on the antenna and if you can get on high ground, because ultimately it's all about line of sight with with some of that stuff. I mean, you can get around corners with HF, but still, it's line of sight is always going to give you a better signal.
So generally with UHF, as far as the horizon. And with VHF, it's to the horizon plus a quarter more. So,
all right, let's get into here. A little Iran war.
Durna makes the best point. Hold on, Durna makes the best radio range point. He's 100% right. 100 miles in Wyoming, 500 feet in Maine. Absolutely. And we actually did an RTO class in Wyoming, and we got 63 miles, I think, direct radio to radio because it's literally flat desert. So, yeah, it all depends. Yeah. Take the RTO course, and you will learn how to extend your range by a long shot. Anyway, carry on.
All right. Iran's foreign minister Arachi has clarified some things to Al Jazeera regarding diplomatic engagement with the U.S. On potentially ending the war. The main takeaway is his explanation that what's happening now does not constitute negotiations in Iran's view, but an exchange of messages directly through our friends in the region, i.e. Pakistan. He said all communications concerning diplomacy and the war is routed through the foreign ministry and overseas by the National Security Council. They have neither responded to reported U.S. proposals nor submitted their own, stressing that no decision on talks has been made. Here's the irony, Joe, is that they're going to do everything they can to deny that they're actually negotiating with the U.S. when we probably all know very well and clear that they are literally in direct talks. Just because we've got an intermediate in the chain doesn't make it a lack of negotiations.
Yeah, but this is like literally the 5th time I've heard something like this.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the fighting gets way worse. So,
well, the irony is, by the way, did you guys see something over the? I think it was since the last show, where evidently one of the big missile cities got hit and blew up for a day. Did you guys see anything about this?
No.
Yeah, evidently it was near Isfahan or something like that, and they were kind of making it. The posts that I saw were kind of making a big deal about it, but I haven't seen anything about it since. All right. The foreign minister emphasizes that Iran is acting defensively, not initiating contact, and is targeting only U.S. assets. Bullshit. Not regional allies per se. The Strait of Hormuz remains open to friendly shipping, but could be restricted for adversaries, he continued, while warning that there are preparation for escalation. Iran also acknowledges tension with neighboring countries may rise, though they believe trust can be eventually restored. First of all, none of those fucking countries trust you, and they guarantee they won't fucking trust you in the future after you did the fucking death blossom on them in the opening minutes of the war. And as far as allowing friendly ships to go through the Straits of Hormuz, the Chinese vessel that got hit yesterday would like to enter the chat, my friend.
Well, the one thing that came out of yesterday was the IRGC threatening places like Palantir and Oracle. And I was like, hold up. Maybe they're not the bad guys.
Right. Exactly right. It's like, I'm going to have to reevaluate. If they're helping us, then maybe. All right. Let's sharing here. Let's see. Let's continue on here. The U.S. military, let's see, that's just a list. A big question is whether or not whether this could represent that the IRGC and civilian government divide. Basically, the idea that there's almost mixed messages coming out of Iran as far as to whether this peace overture sticks. Also, the U.S. and Israel would have to agree to halt ongoing aerial strikes, but it's not at all clear whether the Netanyahu government would be on board with the ceasefire, given how many believe Israel's objectives are much more expansive, oriented towards total regime collapse. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't see a world in which they allow, basically any element of the previous regime to continue ruling Iran in a post-war Iran. I feel like there's got to be some sort of even if it's a more gradual shift. I think
just can't see that change is absolutely required because you won't get a change in the overall direction of Iran until you do that.
Yeah, I think that's right. And let's be honest, Joe, guys like us, that's really what we want to see too, right? I've never been super focused on the nuclear stuff because I've always been a little skeptical on their ability to actually deploy that technology. But ultimately, it's the leaders that we have to get leaders with completely different viewpoints in there to change that. And I think that's kind of where Israel is too, if I'm honest. Let's see.
But the whole statement of Iran's president says they're ready to end the war if they receive guarantees. Yeah, literally everyone's willing to end the war if they receive guarantees that like, hey, you won't kill me or you won't destroy us.
Right.
But, it doesn't make a lot of it sounds good, but let's see some actual movement.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of like the most obvious statement to make in the world, but it's completely without any substance. Let's see here. IRGC threatens U.S. tech companies in the region. The IRGC has reportedly threatened to target Middle Eastern operations of 18 U.S. technology companies starting Wednesday night. It warned of the escalation should any more senior military commanders or government leaders be assassinated. That's going to happen. So amongst the companies named in the statement include Apple, Google, Tesla, Microsoft, Intel, Oracle, IBM, Meta, NVIDIA, Boeing, and others. This may have already started happening in terms of ongoing Iranian bombardment of Israel, though the ballistic missiles are said to be less frequent compared to opening weeks of the war. Yeah, because they don't have the fucking capability. They have... I guess the last estimate I saw is they have maybe 20% of the ballistic missile capability that they had before. And the problem with the 20% that's left, while very capable, is hidden in fucking mountains and unable to be deployed in many cases because of damage to the facilities and whatnot.
It's like the video they released yesterday of their underground fighter base.
Yeah.
Very cool, but they're underground and you can't use them. So it doesn't matter how many of them you have underground. Just like
Joe, what do you bet that they're only showing the videos of the places they know have already been hit and potentially destroyed, right? Oh, we can show this one because it's not there anymore, right? But that you have to admit, those fucking F4 Phantoms look fucking nice.
Listen, I've got a lot of respect for the F4 Phantom, the original Wild Weasel, and just a beautiful airframe. Sure, it's old, but we can appreciate the art of that plane.
Well, as a kid, the RF4 Phantoms were still in service in the Kentucky Air National Guard before it switched over to C-130s had RF4s. So, and my youth leader when I was a kid in church, been in middle school, was an RF4 pilot for the Kentucky Air National Guard. So,
that's cool.
And it was just
the F4, right? That thing could do like feats that were incredible in the air, right? It was a very cool plane.
Well, and you're the same era of me, so I mean, you remember reading about Vietnam all in the 80s, right? And reading about the air war because there were F4s stationed out of Thailand were fighting North Vietnamese MiG-17s and MiG-15s and MiG-21s, and those stories. Robin Olds, I think he was one of the squadron commanders. He was one of the aces from that era. So it's F4. When I see those, I get the feels. I won't lie.
That's where the F4 was the plane we experimented with HARM, anti-radiation missiles, right? How to take out enemy radar installations with the F4 Phantom. Just a great deal. Yeah.
All right, let's see. All right. Let's see. Anything else in here? U.S. claims Iran is fragmenting high-level desertions among Hegseth's earlier themes, which he signaled prepared for an off-ramp, is the assertion that heavy U.S. strikes on Iran are fragmenting the regime, greatly dampening the morale. Yeah, this is something that I said early on that I'd be looking for, is to see military leaders who are not getting targeted basically say, now the Americans aren't all bad, and start to, kind of find a middle position between the protesters and the mullahs. He says our strikes are damaging the morale of the Iranian military, leading to widespread desertions, key personnel shortages, and causing frustrations amongst the senior leaders. Now, I imagine he is probably getting direct signal intercepts of comms between, various Iranian military leadership, so they probably know exactly what they're thinking. The joint force continues to degrade and destroy Iran's ability to project power, threaten stability beyond its borders. President Trump has followed in words given to the New York Post that he doesn't expect the war to continue for much longer, telling Americans that they will soon expect an end, in a repeat of similar remarks from last week. All right, I don't want to talk about Europe. Oh, here we go, Joe. Here's the China-Pakistan 5-point peace framework.
Speaking
well
of
done.
Nobody asked anyone for.
I know, right? I was going to say, speaking of China, the country best known for its peace, immediately, these are the 5 points. Immediate cessation of hostilities. Okay, I mean, that's hello, Captain Obvious. Start of peace talks as soon as possible. Once again, I feel like they just asked ChatGPT to give them a 5-point peace plan here. Security on non-military targets, security of shipping lanes, and primacy of United Nations Charter. Of course they want that, because they want to use international organizations to assert
China
their will.
uses the United Nations Charter as an ability to seize assets from other countries.
Yeah, and then
as UN peacekeepers, and then boom, all of a sudden you lost all your precious metals.
And once it comes into the UN, they can use their veto in the Security Council to make sure nothing that they don't like happens.
Right.
All right.
Ironically, if you look at all the countries invited to those meetings, neither the U.S. nor Iran were among them. So it doesn't really matter what China and Pakistan decide on, right?
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's move on to the next link here, Watcher. I've had enough of this news story here. I thought this was interesting, Joe. The U.S. airstrikes hit the site of the former U.S. embassy in Tehran. Why target their own embassy? Because IRGC had turned it into a base packed with besieged fighters. Reports claim that hundreds of besieged members were inside at the time of the strike. Oh, yeah, let's hide in the old embassy, American embassy. They'll never shoot that.
Shame.
Oh, boy.
Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of fellas,
though. Interesting. I know, right? You love to see it happen.
I love when in life the people get exactly what they deserve, and that's it right there.
So often that doesn't happen, though. So when it does happen, it's very satisfying for sure. So this next one is interesting. So if you've ever been deployed overseas, you've seen these kind of basically concrete culvert looking things that would be kind of set up outside of buildings and things like that, because most of our buildings are not fortified, right? And so this is the first time that I've ever seen anybody use these for the intended purpose. Though, Joe, against TBMs, I do not think these things would protect you if it fucking hit right on the money. They got super lucky in this video. If Watcher ever decides to, play it, here it comes. Whoa.
I wanted to make sure the audio wasn't going to blow the drums out, but also...
Everybody over here is good. I saw that one come in. That's all right? Everybody okay? Yeah. All right.
One more time.
Oh.
It's like a fucking meteorite coming in, man.
You can hear the moment he realizes where it's about to land. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, there's...
Oh.
Let me point out that right there is where my shorts objection comes in. No offense, but if you are in a combat zone, don't sleep in shorts and a t-shirt.
Same. Yeah, silky's
you
out.
Sleep in your clothes just in case something like this happens, because you might have to crawl out of there on your hands and knees, and you're going to get nasty and get infected cuts.
Yeah.
Be safe, man. Be safe. Your hearing loss is not service related. By the way, don't carry a cell phone in a combat zone. Targeting.
Yeah, that might have been how they found you.
Yeah. Now, there are some people in the comments saying this is old video. You know what? It doesn't matter if it's old video, because this is exactly what some of our guys are going through right now. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's very relevant. So yeah. All right. I thought that was interesting. It just kind of brings home like what our guys over there are kind of going through.
Yeah, Earl Corgi says incoming effing sucks. Yeah, ask me how I know, because my casualties were all from incoming indirect fire. Yeah. It's actually important that people see this so they understand. It helps people understand veterans a little bit more, right? Why we don't like loud noises. Why, sometimes some of us might be a little bit jumpy. We might be a little bit claustrophobic. These things are why.
Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Because they're indiscriminate, right? Artillery sucks. It's indiscriminate. It's not a bullet addressed to you. It's to whom it may concern. Yeah. And it just, it's not cool.
Hey, watcher, do me a favor. I just put a link in the chat if you could pull that up. Because bunkers for U.S. bases in Middle East now a top priority for the Pentagon. Well, no kidding.
Yeah, they're asking for how many can you deliver in 15 days, right?
Yeah, like these are prefab concrete bunkers and things like this.
Okay, is it just me, or is that literally the old Hescos and then they it's not stucco, right? I'm sure it's actual concrete and stands up, but that's what it looks like.
No, that's how you make them. The forms leave that.
Yeah, these are made with forms, and then I know that some of these have coatings on them made from like rhinoliter, because that keeps it from spalling on the inside. So that's on the inside of the actual thing. Let's see here. Just let me give the first kind of paragraph here. Fielding more hardened shelters to better protect U.S. forces at bases in the Middle East is now a top priority in the face of Iranian attacks, according to Pete Hegseth. At the same time, this underscores the questions about more investments in physical hardening that were not made in the region well before the current conflict. This is especially true given months of planning leading up to this and clear threats of Iranian drones and missiles posed. Yep. I mean, so you can make that argument. Here's the problem, right? It's like you only have so much money. You don't have infinite money. And there are other kind of like things where you might not want. It's like, hey, listen, we know we're going to do this, but like if we start building bunkers in the at these places now, it might tip our hand. So there might be some of that. No, that's all. Here's the lesson is if you're going to go into a place, you should always be prepared for the worst, right? And that's the problem. They still had this GWAT mindset of the kind of non-linear battlefield where like, everybody could be under indirect fire, but at the same time, it's not a real threat,
The problem with using local contractors to build them is you don't know their loyalties, right? And if they're going to use, that's a really big deer right there. They don't know if they're going to use quality materials or if they're going to intentionally weaken the structure, right? So, funny story about incoming and that is that when going through a training cycle to get certified for the Worldwide Protective Services contract, there are certain exercises you have to do, right? And when I was with a security company that will not be named, one of the exercises is you have to move a protected person from a bunker to another bunker under simulated mortar fire. But it got pretty real in the middle of it as I was trying to move my team, and I could feel my heart rate going up and everything, even though I knew it was fake. If you've ever experienced indirect fire, you're never in a hurry to do it again,
All right. Yeah, no, I think you're right, Joe. What do we got here? Let's see.
That was an interceptor video. You'll love to see it.
Video's talking about how we're moving more interceptors into the area.
Okay. Oh, yeah, this is from the story. Yeah, okay.
Never touch the tips.
So I just realized it's
hold on just a second. I can't move on from that. With all the funny little sayings that we have in the military that are kind of gay, how do the Patriot guys not have a badge that says making the tips touch? That makes me upset now.
How do you know they don't? They are the Air Force.
The best morale patch for Patriot battery guys should be "We cross the streams." I mean,
oh yeah, that's a good one.
Watcher gets big in Japan, but he's always been a big man. If you really want to know, you get in here and watch the show. Very good, Joe. That's a good one. Hey, before we continue on, Watcher, check this out. I now realize that it is April Fool's Day because I'm starting to see the posts.
Oh, the traditional April. Okay, all right. What did we get this time? You saw Warhammer one a couple years ago, right?
Probably not.
The Warhammer workout program around an actual Warhammer workout tool, which was, of course, an immaculately crafted, beautifully detailed sledgehammer, which would cost you $1,000.
Oh, I think I did see that. Yeah. This is, as we celebrate America's 250th anniversary, we're excited to announce the release of the Model 76. There we go.
Joe.
Flintlock BMG here. Joe.
Notice a distinct lack of bayonet lug.
Listen, yeah, there is a lack of a bayonet lug on there, but I really like the Flintlock thing. That's pretty solid.
I just wish they hadn't to put hashtag April Fools on here. You know, like I like the ones that are more like it's totally straight faced. Like, no, this is exactly what we're doing.
I'm actually thinking that this would actually this would be all right for muzzleloader season. This would be all right. Yeah.
I wonder how a magazine loaded muzzleloader would work.
You know, a few years ago, Shield Arms did a commercial or did an ad on April Fool's Day for the Orc sticker shank, but I have one of only 5 they actually made, which is cool. That's good
that's
stuff.
funny. All right, here. A skeletonized. I'm just looking at in the comments. One of them is a skeletonized AR-15 barrel. It's funny. All right. Let's go back to the actual content of the show, shall we?
By the way, speaking of muzzleloaders, I'll just say it again because I'm actually rather proud of myself. I got 2 deer during muzzleloader season, so
look at you.
Rock solid.
Nice.
Rock solid.
Well, what I want to know is, did you get them with vintage or reproduction Baker rifles? That would be something.
Reproduction 50 cal.
Nice.
But here's the thing: this is the sad part. Alan bought this. Alan's wife bought him this muzzleloader for Christmas, and he hasn't even shot it yet, and I've gotten 2 deer with it. So
that's funny.
Oh well.
Poland rejects unofficial U.S. request to redeploy Patriot batteries. So you saw in the previous video we were showing the intercepts. The intercepts are real, and we need more coverage if possible. And you know, when we ask for help to say in the Straits of Hormuz from the UK and France, and they say no, I'm absolutely not surprised. But when Poland says it, I'm like, okay, I mean, yeah, if Poland doesn't want to do it, that's fine, because let's be honest, at least Poland is carrying their fucking weight in Europe, unlike these other countries. Poland has rejected an unofficial U.S. request to deploy one of its Patriot air defense system to West Asia. Polish defense minister announced on Tuesday, I'm not saying his name, announced on Tuesday following reports by Polish Daily, and I'm not saying the name of that either, that Washington had informally approached Warsaw amidst rising tensions. Our Patriot batteries and their armaments are used to protect Polish airspace, and that's NATO's eastern flank. Nothing is changing in this regard, and we are not planning to move them anywhere. Yeah, I understand that. And because Poland actually carries their own weight, it's kind of like when they say no, it means it's like an equal saying no versus, some kind of a pissant saying no. Joe, I mean, how do you kind of view these, just these NATO? Now, so here's the thing. The criticism is that, NATO is a defensive alliance, not an offensive alliance, and we shouldn't have to go every time America gets its nose into a new war, like as if we're the ones starting new wars everywhere. Well, oh wait a second, we are the ones starting new wars everywhere.
I think NATO as a defensive alliance went out the window in the Balkans
and Afghanistan.
So yeah, at least the Balkans you could say was in Europe. Afghanistan, I got nothing. So
Joe, it's funny that you should mention that. I just happen to have this right here. What do we got? Where is this? Oh yes, here it is. I literally just turned right to it. Look at this. I got my NATO medal here. Little NATO action. My Social Security number on the docs right there. Look at that NATO.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a thing. All right. I have like 3 separate books with like records in it, and so I like consolidated into one like I Love Me book. That was one of my jobs today. All right. Senior NATO defense official speaking anonymously said Poland is not singled out. This was a question that was sent to all the allies. No special pressure on Poland. Yeah. So here's the thing. Poland actually was using their Patriots, believe it or not. Let's see. Patriot systems are already deployed across Ukraine, Saudi Arabia, and other areas, while the U.S. and its allies have expended large numbers of interceptors during the conflict. One report noted over 1,200 Patriot missiles were used in just over 2 weeks of fighting. Now, that being said, there is much less of a ballistic missile defense need now than it was in the opening weeks of the war, but still, there aren't an unlimited supply of Patriots. This is something we've talked about on this show in the past, where the production numbers of these are paltry compared to the needs.
Oh,
and
I think we might have
what's
breaking.
up? Yes.
I need to source this, but if it is what it is, then Trump is saying that Iran's new leader has now asked for a ceasefire, and the announcement that he's going to make tonight that they're about to interrupt all the news broadcasts for or whatever is going to be an announcement that it's over.
Well, so if you
yeah, I'm trying to source it right now.
Throw it in the private chat. All right, let's go ahead and just move on to the next link here. I think this is the first Trump video, so let's watch this.
Iranian government threatened a bunch of U.S. companies today in the region, including Google, Apple.
With what? What did they threaten them with? BB guns?
Well,
they don't have much left to threaten.
My question for you is: are you?
I don't know. I mean, what are they? You made a statement. What did they threaten them with? I don't know. Tell me, how did they threaten them?
Well, all I know is that they threatened them, sir.
What does that mean?
Fair enough.
He said something nasty.
You have touch with these companies. Are you helping to backstop them?
You don't even know what the threat was. What was the threat? I haven't heard it. What was the threat? Did they say they're going to blow them up? They're going to hit them. They're not. You know what they're not going to do? They're not going to hit them with a nuclear weapon. No.
Iran's RGC issues a warning that they will target 18 U.S. technology companies if the U.S. continues targeted assassinations of Iranian leaders beginning on April 1st. Those companies include NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft.
Most of those people are dead already. Yeah, Peter?
Most of those people are dead already.
Private chat, but here you go.
All right. So this is a Truth Social post. Did you get? Is this the? This is the real Donald Trump on Truth Social, and it's taking forever to open on mine. So let me just blow this up. All right. Iran's new regime president, much less radicalized and far more intelligent than his predecessors, has just asked the United States of America for a ceasefire. We will consider when the Strait of Hormuz is open, free, and clear. Until then, we are blasting Iran into oblivion, or as they say, back into the Stone Ages. President Donald J. Trump. Well, I mean, that's about as clean of a way to describe what, like, I can't. Here's the thing. I don't have to like what's going on in order to, like, I think he's being completely consistent with that type of a response. What do you guys think?
I agree with you.
Yes. I mean,
I mean, but we are not like anti-war with Iran. So I mean, I guess some of these never Trumpers probably are apoplectic over something.
The problem I have is that the vast majority of people cannot understand nuance or cannot understand that everything is not binary. Like, oh, you support the war with Iran? You sound like a Zionist, or you sound Jewish, dude. Those things are not related in any way, shape, or form. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, Kurgi, this is exactly what we've been talking about for some time, right? Chris Cappy said, by the way, he's the guy who used to be on, what was it? What was the name of the, I can't remember the YouTube channel, but he's got his own YouTube channel now. Chris Cappy, the ordinary infantryman, said something that doesn't seem to be getting a lot of attention, but I agree with him. He's saying that we're already in a third world war as the rules for proxy war have so dramatically changed. Yeah. No. So here's the thing. China sees themselves in a kind of a life or death conflict already for years, actually, with the United States. They just see conflict in a much broader, full spectrum manner than what America and the West has typically viewed conflict. Like if nobody's dropping bombs, then we didn't think of it as war or conflict. They see it through the entire dime, kind of perspective.
Let me carry that a step further. If you think back to the origins of COVID, not February and March of 2020 when we went into the lockdown, but November and December of 2019, when the first videos began to emerge from China of people stepping out of their apartment buildings, being perfectly fine, and then dying as they got on the bus. We have to ask yourself, why were they videotaping these people and then all that? But all of the videos they showed of people dead in cars or dropping dead on the street never happened when COVID got here. So you have to ask yourself, why did those videos come out? Because COVID-19 was absolutely a chemical weapons attack on the U.S. and part of a larger psyop by the Chinese on the U.S. Because those videos, why would they put them out, right? It was an actual attempt to make us destroy ourselves economically, and we almost did.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's prevented for $1 over on Rumble says, from the truth's message, a lot of Iranian expats and domestic political opponents are not going to be happy with Trump's make a deal in conclusion of the war for the sake of calling a win. Here's the thing. If Israel keeps going, that's on Israel, right? He can always just say, well, America's done. We'll make a deal, but then Israel could potentially continue to go. My bet is
Bibi's making a big gamble there, right?
Right.
It won't apply to us. We'll just keep going. Okay. I'd like to see that happen, and I'd like to know how that can happen without U.S. support.
Right. That's where it's kind of like you're actually fucking the U.S. over when you continue to do something like that. So my bet is that if Trump is saying something like this, he's got Bibi under heel. And now it may not be the end that Bibi wants to see, and it may not be the end that a lot of the Reza Pahlavi folks want, unless there's some way to allow for expanded opposition involvement. So we'll see.
And by the way, Bibi's excursion into southern Lebanon is not going the way he thought it would go. Hezbollah is just schwacking tanks like crazy.
Yeah, they've basically taken the Russian the Russian and Ukrainian model, and Israel's not as prepared as I think they thought.
They're doing what they did at Wadi Salaki back in 2006. And
2006.
Letting the tanks go by and hitting them from behind with anti-tank guided missiles. I mean, ATGMs. I mean, old school tactics work no matter how cool and shiny your new tanks are. So maybe on Friday we should do an update on that campaign.
Yeah. We should look into Lebanon and
some
see
areas are making it to the Litani, others are not even close. So
all right, so we just lost Watcher. All right, so I can share this next one here. Share screen. If it opens up, there we go. It's another Trump video, I think. Here we go.
2 or 3 weeks.
If it is
Circle, 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 circle.
Spinning.
Sorry.
Watch, are you back?
Yeah, I am. I had a brief power interruption, so my internet.
For us to do.
Sorry. Let me start this video again.
Okay, I've got it if you want it.
All right. We can use yours.
Okay. Share screen. That one. Boom.
Gone or done with the war?
I think we're 2 or 3 weeks.
3 weeks, if it is.
We'll leave because there's no reason for us to do this. Look, problem with the strait, a guy can take a mine, drop it in the water, and say, "Oh, it's unsafe." It's not taking out an army, or you're taking out a country, or they can drop it, or you can take a machine gun from the shore and shoot a few bullets at a ship, or maybe an over-the-shoulder missile, small missiles. That's not for us. That'll be for France. That'll be for whoever's using the strait. But I think when we leave, probably that's all cleared up. Today, I heard tremendous numbers of ships were sailing through. We're negotiating with them right now. They've been, again, we have had regime change. Now, regime change was not one of the things I had as a goal. I had one goal. They will have no nuclear weapon. And that goal has been attained. They will not have nuclear weapons. But we're finishing the job. And I think within maybe 2 weeks, maybe a couple of days longer to do the job. But we want to knock out every single thing they have. Now, it's possible that we'll make a deal before that because we'll hit bridges, and we've hit some. We'll hit some bridges. Got a couple of nice bridges in mind. But if they come in, be good. But it doesn't matter whether they come or not. We've set them back. It'll take 15 to 20 years for them to rebuild what we've done to them. They have no Navy. They have no military. They have no Air Force. They have no telecommunications. They have no anti-aircraft systems. They have no leaders. You know, their leaders are all gone. That's why we have regime change. We have nice new leaders.
Meanwhile, they shot down a F-35 and they continue to lob missiles. So somebody should tell them that they've been defeated and they have no Air Force and no Navy and all that.
Well, this gap that is appearing between the U.S. and NATO is real. Donald Trump. So I'm going on to the next one. Watcher. Donald Trump has told the. No, that one. Yeah, here we go. This is from Europa.com. Donald Trump has told the Telegraph he is strongly considering pulling the United States out of NATO after it failed to join his war on Iran. By the way, notice where he says his war on Iran, like as if it's only his. Oh yes, I would say it's beyond reconsideration. I was never swayed by NATO. I always knew they were a paper tiger, and Putin knows this too. By the way, they've been there automatically, including Iran, including Ukraine. Ukraine wasn't our problem; it was a test, and we were there for them. And we would always have been there for them. They weren't there for us. I mean, it's a good point.
I want to know the backstory behind this photo, right? And I'm a real big studier of photos and the power projection in photos. Who appears to be winning the struggle in this photo, and who appears to be the lackey in this photo?
Yeah. This is what Mark Root, right? And then
it looks like Trump is like, no, you can't sit in this chair.
This is my chair.
Yeah. You go sit in the corner, Marky.
You find a different chair to sit in. You fuck. All right. Let's see. All right. So the next one is a Secretary of State Rubio clip. I am increasingly a fan of Rubio lately.
I could go either way, but his ears are grossly disproportionate to the rest of his head.
Oh, Joe, have you seen the NASA administrator? I love this guy. I absolutely think he's great. Jared, I can't remember his full name, but anyway, His ears are like literally the size of half of his fucking head. Watcher, if you can find a picture of the NASA administrator to show Joe, it's really funny. But anyway, let's listen.
Well, when
to
they
this
talk
video.
about who has been breeded with aliens,
they continue to refuse to do so. So why do they continue to refuse to turn over 60% enriched uranium? There's only one reason, and that is because they want to hold it and keep it to one day use it to build a bomb. That's the only way. And they were going to hide behind all of these missiles, all of these drones, their Navy and their Air Force. They were going to keep building those up to the point where then they would say to the world, you can't do anything about it because we'll launch these missiles against you and destroy you. Look, this is the weakest Iran has ever been. This is the weakest Iran certainly has been in 25 years. Right now, look at the damage they've been able to inflict on their neighbors at their weakest point. Imagine 2 years from now when they had the opportunity to double the number of missiles they had, to double the number of drones they had. Imagine that. That was not going to happen. The president was not going to allow that to happen. That's why he took action. And again, I want to remind, because I hear these news reports and it's very frustrating that we don't know what the objectives are. The objectives are very clear. I want to repeat them again, and we're going to achieve all 4 of them. We're going to destroy their Air Force. We already have done it. We're going to destroy their Navy. We've largely done that. We're going to destroy their factories that make these missiles and these drones. And we are going to severely degrade their missile launchers so that they can't fire these multiple salvos against their neighbors and threaten us, threaten our troops in the region, and threaten our allies in the region. And we are well on our way to achieving all 4 of those objectives. Those objectives will be achieved. They'll be achieved here very soon.
Well said, I think. Guys, comments?
I agree. The only reason not to turn over uranium is because you have a nefarious plan with it. But I think if they truly had a nuclear device, we would have seen one detonated by now.
Yeah, I don't think they have a nuclear weapon. I do think that they have enriched uranium. Here's the thing, Joe. If they really wanted to do something to kind of thumb their nose at everybody as a kind of a giant FU, it would be to use a dirty bomb or something like that somewhere in the region. But they haven't done that. So, all right, let's move on. This next one is another Rubio clip. I actually thought this was good because this is a State Department clip that was released. It kind of articulates some of the objectives.
Why did the United States have to attack Iran now? Well, let me explain. Iran wants to have nuclear weapons. Of that, there is zero doubt. If what they truly wanted, which is what they claim, is nuclear energy, well, they could have nuclear energy like all the other countries in the world have it. And that is you import the fuel and you build reactors above ground. That's not what Iran has done. They build their reactors and their facilities deep in mountains, away from the public glare. And they want to enrich that material. The same equipment that they could use to enrich material for energy, they could use to quickly enrich it to weapons grade. So it is clear that they've been offered every opportunity to have a nuclear program that allows them to have energy, not weapons. And every single time they have turned it down. But why the attack now? Well, what was Iran trying to do? Iran was trying to build a conventional shield, in essence, have so many missiles, have so many drones that no one could attack them. And they were well on their way. We were on the verge of an Iran that had so many missiles and so many drones that no one could do anything about their nuclear weapons program in the future. That was an intolerable risk. Under no circumstances can a country run by radical Shia clerics with an apocalyptic vision of the future ever possess nuclear weapons. And under no circumstances can they be allowed to hide and protect that program and their ambitions behind a shield of missiles and drones that no one can do anything about. This was our last best chance to eliminate that conventional threat, that conventional shield that they were trying to build. And the president made the right decision to wipe it out now. That is the goal of this operation, to destroy their conventional missiles and their drone program so they can't hide behind it and finally have to deal with the world seriously about never, ever having nuclear weapons.
I mean, I think that's as good a defense of what happened as any I've seen anywhere else.
Yeah, that was a better recap than what I've heard from anybody else in the administration.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, despite the fact that Trump has a way of communicating that is, let's just call it inexact. You know, you get the idea, but you don't get like exactly what, you know, because it's not what you'd call articulate in a kind of a, you know, rational, calm way. He has a much more of a feeling kind of communication style. And so I think the one thing that Rubio does for Trump is that it actually puts the policy like kind of, and I guess you would expect that with Rubio's background as a senator for so long. The last video from the administration here is Hegseth, and this is once again taking NATO to task.
Concerned, that's a decision that'll be left to the president. But I'll just say,
why is the volume so
a lot
quiet?
has been laid bare. A lot has been shown to the world about what our allies would be willing to do for the United States of America when we undertake an effort of this scope on behalf of the free world. These are missiles that don't even range the United States of America. They range allies and others, and yet when we ask for additional assistance or simple access spacing and overflight, we get questions or roadblocks or hesitations. And the president's pointing out, you don't have much of an alliance if you have countries that are not willing to stand with you when you need them. He's simply pointing that out, and ultimately it'll be his decision of what that looks like after this is complete. And as far as NATO's concerned, that's a decision.
Yep. I think that's right too.
Yeah, there's not much to say about a lot of this. It's just
fuck NATO. I mean, it's, you know,
it's what we've been saying for a long time. I will say the only thing that's like really crazy about it is you can't convince me somebody in the upper management doesn't watch our show at this point. Like, come on.
Well, they would definitely find simpatico ideas from us. That's for sure. All right, let's move on. So our next segment is me returning again to what I think, you know, between the radical left in America and the Muslim kind of incompatibility, I think these are the two greatest threats to America in the domestic sphere. And so let's kick it off with this guy who is basically, you know, telling us exactly what they should do. I think this is subtitled, so yeah. Hold on, so let me read the quote because I think it's in the tweet here. All right, he says, as long as you Christians raise the cross, we will not leave you. We will fight you until the last one of you is dead. Meanwhile, his leader, Jelani, is being welcomed as a hero all over Europe. You know, the genocide of Christianity is basically a policy plank for not radical Islam, just Islam.
You know why they can do this in Syria? Because the Christians are unarmed.
Yep. Yeah, that's well, and for sure, even if they were armed, the Muslims basically turn a blind eye to anything done to them. But if the Christians were to defend themselves, you know, haram.
If any of you does not have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one.
All right. So that kind of kicks off, like, you know, just the where we think these people are, and then so it's people like that in the Islamic world, and it's people like this next guy, this piece of shit, in the Western world that you have to watch out for. Now, here's the thing: Carney can't figure out if he wants to. Here, push pause. Carney can't figure out if he wants to take it in the ass from China or the Muslims more. I'll let you guys
one way or the other.
Well, you know, he's a bugger, so it's just, you know. So let's. I'll let you guys listen and be the judge.
This is a special day, and the message of Eid resonates in this room, across the city, and I may say, it should resonate with all Canadians. It's a story that some of us here with slightly different nomenclature, whether the prophet is called Ibrahim or Abraham, Ishmael or Isaac, the lessons and values of Eid are the same.
Genocide of Christians, yes.
Ishmael and Isaac were two different people.
Canada, our Canada is a diverse country, proud home to different languages, different beliefs, different cultures. Those are differences that make us unique and make us strong. We can pray differently. We can gather in different places of worship, but all of us come together, all of us must come together around the values of Eid. The values of community, of generosity, and yes, of sacrifice. These are Muslim values. These are Canadian values.
Hold on. I want to describe the biblically illiterate thing you just said. So he said whether he's called Abraham or Ibrahim, there's two names for Abraham, right? Whether you're speaking Arabic or English. Then he said whether it's called Isaac or Ishmael. Two different sons of Abraham by two different women. One considered the father of the Jewish people, one considered the father of the Arabs. Neither anything to do with Canada. So I find it he's either ignorant or he did that on purpose.
Yeah, I'm going to toss another one of these in here. I hate these platitudes, so let's poke holes in them wherever we can, right? We can all pray differently. That's totally fine when we pray differently. Our issue is not that they pray differently. Our issue is that they pray for our destruction.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. That's exactly right. Joe, I just came
also
across.
Generally considered a bad person. I'm just throwing that out there. Another $50.
Yeah, with a great message here. Big and $5.99 for 50 big ones. Says buy a decent bottle of bourbon. You brother, I need one. I think this whole retirement gig is going to drive me to drink.
Nothing makes you need to retire like retiring.
Yeah, I know, right? Tell me about it. Oh, man. Joe, by the way, I just came across your post about the 152 pouches. And you said still have these in all but multicam. And I was just reminded of my multicam Arid one.
Yeah.
It's right here. Little show and tell, like it's. I mean, it's never a bad day to show off the tactical wisdom swag here.
Yeah. Hey, if you got these radio pouches, let me know. They don't have the patches on them anymore, but we've got the radio pouches.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking a while back, like if you had a window in the Velcro, so Velcro above and below the window where like this is. That would be a cool kind of, that way you could literally pull this up, see the window, and then put it back down. That might be a version 2.
How are you going to put a window under the Velcro?
No. With like you basically put a window in the middle here. So you've got the Velcro would have to go down a little lower. So you've got it above and below. Yeah. That's what I meant.
You're welcome to design that and work with the manufacturer.
Except, yes, that's
it's not
exactly right.
Not as easy as just saying so.
Hey, brother, I'm with you. I know how it is. This is what's called the good idea fairy.
I gotta tell you, I gotta sell through the first stock before we do any more designing. Hint, everyone, if you want one of those, let me know. I've got a bunch.
Yeah. I think if I get another one, Joe, I think either I can't decide whether I needed a desert tiger stripe or the multicam, the tropical multicam. I think that's a pretty
tropical is pretty nice. It is.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a set, like a uniform set in the multicam tropical. I think that'd be pretty
kind of nice just to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where that would work pretty well? Montana in the pine forest.
Yeah, absolutely. Any place you have like any kind of like evergreen kind of, I think that would work out.
The best pattern out here, though, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Marine, is Marpat woodland. It's fantastic out here.
All right. All right, let's see. Moving on. All right, so I don't know if you guys have seen like all the fucking hoodlums, these Muslim hooligans that are basically occupying by force London, and then they're not doing a fucking thing about it. So this is what you can expect to see in America, in the near future. And now, Joe, the funny thing is somebody might say, "Oh, well, this just looks like exactly the looting and stuff that you had in America." But no, these are like competing gangs. They're like group. Basically, they're just hooligans. They're not even like stealing things per se. They're just kind of occupying the high street there in London, and then the cops aren't doing anything. You could see those fucking police they weren't doing fucking anything.
Meanwhile, if one of the white guys had grabbed a drink out of that cooler and stuck it in his pocket, they'd have tackled him, dragged him away.
It's exactly right, and that's the exact kind of thing. Same thing that we had here in.
And PD, you're right. I honestly thought at the beginning that this was Chicago until I saw the British cops.
Gangs of ethnic kids looting everything they can in London. One white guy walks by in disgust. Are we allowed to say there is a massive problem here? So it's easy to kind of throw this in as some sort of racial problem. Now, race is absolutely a part, but Islam is the underlying substrate that these people connect these people. Go ahead, Joe.
I would just say if you look at the races in which Islam is popular, there's probably a direct correlation between those things.
Yeah.
Right? But I want to point out something funny that goes back to the Snape discussion we had earlier. There was a meme I saw going around that had it had Harry asking, because, well, why are giants the way they are? The guy says, well, it's genetic. He says, well, why are werewolves so violent? Like, well, that's just in their nature. And it says, well, what about Snape? And he says, socioeconomic factors. Anyway.
Yeah. Juan Cholo, you're right. This is what leads to something along the lines of service guaranteed citizenship, because the veterans of the previous war, they also eliminated they killed all the lawyers too. That was part of that that purge.
Joshua Clark accepted. I can get behind that.
If you could go to the next clip, let's see. This is more. People are barricaded in shops. Others unable to get down the street. Why? Because this is the Clapham youth in London. They've stormed the high street and are looting shops. Does not seem like anyone is being arrested yet. Instead, police stand by and watch. You can guarantee that if there's a large group of white kids, they would have been arrested in minutes. This is the first time they have done this in the last few days. Their behavior is feral. This is not the first time.
It looks like another street takeover, right? What's going to end up happening in the UK and in the US as these things continue to happen and the police interject and do exactly nothing other than stand around, is you're going to see people take this into their own hands, starting with the shopkeepers and then working their way up to right-wing death squads. I mean,
now
we joke about it, but it's entirely the way this goes.
Yeah, the problem is they don't have their own rooftop Koreans, because that's exactly what brought the rooftop Koreans out. The problem is they're going to have to use like polo mallets and and cricket bats and things like that versus actual firearms. And
a narwhal tusk taken off the wall of a bar in a famous incident. Yes.
Here's the next one.
Meanwhile, just like Raging Psychosis says, a white guy walking down that same street carrying a British flag or a St. George's cross would have been arrested.
Yeah. Hordes of gangs lining the streets, many were carrying knives, people visibly doing drugs, traffic stopped, and any sensible passersby quickly turning it in the opposite direction. According to Sadiq Khan, this is misinformation, and London is the greatest city in the world. Well, of course, here's the thing. If you hear a Muslim person speaking, saying something that doesn't seem to make sense, it's because they're lying, and they have absolute permission to lie to you. If you are an infidel, they do not have to tell you the truth. They don't even have. They can even break their promises to you.
Yeah. My point on this is, imagine, I just imagine you're in your teens, right? And top level government officials are making excuses for everything anybody who looks like you does. Even with the morals that I have, I know my behavior would have been significantly worse. Does that make sense? Like, it wouldn't have been that bad, but it would have been worse, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is being engineered. This is such an obvious thing. Like, nobody like, there's nobody who's questioning, like, oh, well, maybe if we just keep covering up for, I don't believe this whole, like, oh, they're just soft-hearted and that's why they do it. They understand what they're doing, and if they were in power and weren't having to try and use these try and power and hold on to power, they wouldn't tolerate it either, and you know it, right? Like,
it ties directly to the abortion issue, right? We're encouraging young white girls to abort their children. Meanwhile, we're importing millions of people who don't believe in abortion and have much higher birth rates than the average European. So
they're demographic.
People handling things themselves, that's craziness. It's a great joke because, as we all famously know, Juan Gringo and his neighbors handled things themselves during the border crisis.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I am not surprised by any of this stuff anymore. I was telling Joe before the show started, there's basically two models for the future of America, and they are South Africa and the United Kingdom. If it only for us to be able to change it at this point. Can it be changed? It can be. The problem is we have to actually have the will to do it, and that I'm not sure that we have. I mean, some people have it. I know, present company included, but it can't just be a couple old dudes. Like, regular people have to determine they want to make changes in their world, and that's what I don't know about. In the marked under the heading of surprise, 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 this next story, Joe, no shit. Can you believe it? The synagogue attacker in Michigan is a Muslim.
What?
Well, the attacker of a synagogue is Muslim. Well, that makes sense anywhere, but the one in Michigan, especially, it makes sense.
And I'm shocked that the guy who has two brothers who are actual military officers in Hezbollah, I'm shocked that his attack was fired by Hezbollah.
That he would do anything like that.
Despite the fire in the truck and the assailant's attempts to delete his digital footprint, we have processed hundreds of digital and forensic evidence items. We've conducted over 100 interviews of witnesses, family, and associates.
Can we pause this for a second?
We also continue to work with our foreign partners.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the photo that they chose to put on the screen. Mm-hmm. He doesn't look anything like this. He has a jihadi beard, even in his Michigan driver's license. I don't know what this photo is from, but the photo is like 20 years old.
I think it's his passport photo.
It's what?
I think it's his passport photo.
but not as U.S. one. But yeah,
receive any information that would
Sorry, I thought. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
Shed light on the activities of the assailant or any threats currently here in Michigan. Based on the evidence gathered to date, we assess this attack to be a Hezbollah-inspired act of terrorism, purposely targeting the Jewish community and the largest Jewish temple in Michigan. Despite the fire.
Oh my God. I just saw Daniel Defense's April Fool's Day.
Oh boy.
Yeah, in the private chat. Joe, you'll love this one.
Okay.
Oh God.
Hold on.
The DD4 VFG extender. For a
Listen,
long time, we've
don't-
heard your feedback about vertical foregrip placement on our DDs. We
Don't
did
put
something
this on
about
here. Hunch will have this on a rifle within 24 hours.
Don't you remember the one year the guys they did the was it Magpul or whatever did the bayonet on a pistol and then somebody actually made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, Daniel Defense. Hardy har har. Yeah, I get the feeling that a lot of these kind of recent attacks, Joe, are going to just get kind of swept under the rug, like, oh, nothing to see here. That, you know.
Yeah. It's now that we've announced it, okay, that's enough. There'll be no more follow-up on who funded him, who he talked to, none of that stuff.
Yeah, it's like the old Jeremy Clarkson saying, oh, never mind who funded who or supported who.
That's not important
enough of
right
that
now. It was probably all everything they could do to get them to actually make that statement, right?
Yeah.
I'm shocked they actually came out and said it rather than just leaving it.
All right, let's go. I think we have one more here. Yeah, there we go. Just a reminder of where we are and what these Muslim youths. These aren't even the parents. These are the youths. Attempted murder of a 13-year-old victim by a Syrian and another suspect outside a school in Germany's Hamburg. Video has now emerged. The teenager was critically injured and had to be resuscitated and undergo emergency surgery. Knife crime has soared in Germany since 2020, with 30,000 victims recorded a year. Syrians are major perpetrators. German schools are becoming increasingly dangerous. Joe, the irony of Merz basically announcing yesterday that he seeks to deport or see the return of 80% of the Syrian refugees now that Jelani has established control and established a safe country in Syria. It's so funny how like these mainstream parties are essentially adopting the AFD's platform. He also said they're going to start building 12 new nuclear power plants. Oh, the irony of that, having just he also,
shocking.
Yeah, and they want to reduce. They want to end the ban, the moratorium on Russian natural gas and oil, and are willing to rebuild the pipeline that got blown up early on in the Ukraine war. It's just so funny, you know, what a difference like 2 or 3 years makes.
I'm sorry. There's another gun defense, another gun company AI. Another gun company. April Fool's joke has hit the timeline.
Oh, let's see it. What does it say?
That's good. That's very funny.
Super excited to
Wireless.
announce our new AI-powered Bluetooth gas block system. Every purchase includes a Bolt Carrier Group precision gas block and 90 days free access to the AT3 AI gas sync control mobile app.
That's so funny. That's really funny. By the way, Watcher, that post that you shared, the Trump social one, is now being shared by the White House account on X. So that just kind of...
Hey, by the way, there was no follow-up, as CWSB points out, on the guy who drove his vehicle into the power substation in Las Vegas and started shooting.
Oh, yeah.
No follow-up.
We haven't heard...
No.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything.
We honestly, we have brought it up more than I've heard it literally anywhere else.
Yeah.
I did find something I want to share with you guys before we go here. Have you heard about the Senator Babbitt said you would be very surprised who's not entirely human, but he says he can't disclose more because the alien hybrid program is classified. You guys were referring to this earlier. And I just wanted to
Matt Gaetz, and the whole thing is silly.
Yeah. Well, I just want to kind of in magnify the silliness. Watcher, if you could just play the clip here. I think we already knew about this based on some conversations.
So I should add, this is not AI. Hold on.
This is not AI. That's right.
So yeah, well, I just want to say these were made years before the AI thing became a fad. I love this shit. Somebody sat and hand edited this.
I want to talk about human-animal hybrids and humanoids. What? They're creating human-animal hybrids that are a new creature, never here on Earth. It's alien. So the aliens are already here.
I'm so baffled.
And the Earth is seen as like an egg yolk to get propulsion power for this new thing that's going to be born.
We're saying so many things. Listen, I love you to death. But you say
I bet you
so
$10 million
many different
humanoids
things.
are real.
I believe they are.
They had spiders that produce body armor, spider guts.
I believe
Joe.
Yes.
They have human-animal hybrids.
Okay.
They've got giant human tissue farms.
I believe it's true.
I mean, I'm worried about human-pig hybrids. I mean, this has been going on for years.
How many people would have to be involved for that to be real?
That's all there is, dude. It's a cult, man.
What were they trying to do?
They're making their move right now.
Who's they?
Global programmers who believe with the off-world entities they're in communication with that they're going to be given the operation to upload and be in that larger kind of board cube system.
Okay, hit the brakes.
If they sell the country out.
You got to hit the brakes. You're legitimately freaking me the fuck out.
They only put soulless people in charge who are compartmentalized. Nobody else knows who will carry this out.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
That's what I'm telling you is this is hiding in plain view. And that's why it's so crazy. Imagine if you knew all this, you're trying to tell people.
What's interesting is how many people resist the idea that it's possible for someone to try to control everybody.
That's it right there. Every time I bring up a fucking subject, you know all about it.
I don't know all about
this.
this.
You fucking know all about this shit.
I don't know all about
bullshit. You're a smart guy.
Listen, I don't know.
Joe's just dumb. Joe just is a pot. Bullshit. You know exactly what you're. I don't think you're a bad guy. You're trying to survive for you and your family and do good.
Okay, but
my family, your family, none of us are gonna make it. There's a post-human era coming. The breakaway civilization. The deal's been made.
This is inevitable. They're going to do it anyway.
So somebody asked if Phoenix Ammo put out something for April Fool's
Yeah.
Day. I have it down here, and it's hilarious.
All right, putting it up.
It's true.
Let's see. Was going to do an April Fool's joke, but after yesterday's resurgence of complete retardation at mass scale, it's probably better just to retire this holiday prematurely. What is he talking about? Is he talking about like the alien human hybrid shit? Is that
No. He's talking about the bullet issue. If you haven't seen this, they're saying that this kid couldn't have killed him because of the bullet. It doesn't match. That's not what they said at all. They said that was inconclusive because there wasn't enough fragment left to determine. That's not the same thing as saying that bullet's not from that gun. But the entire internet said, see, it was them Jews. And I'm sorry, but it was the kid who shot him, who admitted he shot him. I mean, the whole thing is dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of catching up to some of the things that they. Yeah, I mean, basically the bullet hit a bone and fragmented. Is my understanding on a very kind of basic scale,
And
right?
the way that you match a bullet to a gun is from the copper jacket. Well, there wasn't enough of the copper jacket left to match it. It doesn't.
That's all that means.
It doesn't work
because it was a hunting round, right?
Well, I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot of becauses on that, but
I mean, like with either a soft tip or a hollow point or something along those lines, right? I mean, it was designed.
Well, it was also an incredibly high-powered round being fired at significantly shorter ranges than it was generally intended to be hunted at. Therefore, it had a lot more pepper on it than it probably would. Plus, it hit about there's a lot of factors.
Yeah. I do not believe any kind of exotic conspiracy on this. This is crazy.
Well, I mean, Phoenix put out this morning, he goes, it's just as likely that Tyler met an FBI agent in a chat room who planted this idea in his head, just like the Michigan Whitmer plot, as it is that the Jews did it, but nobody can make money off of the FBI did it. So they go with this Jewish theory. And I don't understand why Israel would want to kill Charlie Kirk anyway. It doesn't make any sense to me. Apparently you have to have the lower IQ, I guess, to believe it. I don't know.
Philip Coggins says, member for 43 months, says, on the bright side, hopefully the whole Charlie Kirk issue will show people that ballistic matching to a specific gun is junk science.
100%. It's never certain, and it's always a best guess.
Yeah. The thing that I've heard that is the most real is the whole, what is it, the bolt imprints on the casings is that actually the best kind of matching, but then all it takes is just to change out the bolt on the gun, and then all of a sudden the gun doesn't match.
I've heard people say the same thing about firing pin strikes. No, I've had firing pin strike in different places on rounds from the same ammo lot to the same magazine. So it's crazy. Micro stamping. Get out. I'm about to ban you from the chat. Micro stamping is never going to work.
Well, on the good side, I did find another Harry Potter video if you guys want to watch it. Is that if Joe tells me no, then I'll just move along. But it's
micro stamping.
Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to get him away from micro stamping is what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
I don't want him to.
it's the Chicago idea of not only are we going to microstamp every round, we're going to microstamp them with a serial number, and you have to register every round of ammo you own. Yeah, that sounds smart.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. All right. I didn't. I will say I was this many days old when I found out about the new slang word type shit. All right. Let's look into the crystal ball. What do you think about this week? We're in the middle of the week. The nuclear bombs haven't gone off yet, so that's a good sign.
I think that despite it being almost over, the war that isn't happening is going to continue to not happen. And the peace that isn't happening is also going to continue to not happen. So we're not in a war. We're also not in a peace. And neither of those things are going to change anytime soon. So I would watch for a continued fighting between the two. And I'd actually think Iran's going to hit something rather spectacular over the next
before it's all said and done. Yeah. Well, here's the crazy thing. Knowing Iran based on the way they've gone already, they won't hit something spectacular for us. It'll be like something spectacular.
It'll be Israel.
Well, it'll either be Israel or it'll be like some sort of a European nation or something like that. Like I could see them shooting
some rounds into Turkey the other day.
Yeah,
they're just trying to make this a bigger fight, right? So,
I before we go, gentlemen, I have found yet another Warpath came out as gay.
We know that's an April Fool's joke. I've got to get on there and tell them there are better ways to come out. I'm going there right now.
I like this. How to distract the wife when buying more guns. Let's see. I'll share this. This is cute. It's cute. You know, you could say that we're crass and stuff. No, we like cute things too. Watch her. I just dropped it in the private chat.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is something Joe has done before, hence the reason why they have a lovable dog.
Hold on, I had to bully Warpath real quick. All right.
The guy comes in, brings a puppy, and she's there. We go.
How to bring you guns? This is why you have 3 dogs.
That's why I have 3 dogs.
I mean, you know, like that's what you call game. I'm just saying.
Oh, speaking of which, Joe, if you want to get on the big Japanese Twitter game, post some pictures of Thor and some videos because they love big dogs. They've been going nuts over them.
I'm not as enamored over the Japanese thing as everyone else. It's cool, it's neat, and it's really nice to have a bright thing in the day, but I don't need to capitalize on it. I'm good. Thank you, though.
All right.
I got another. It's not an AI one. This is a real product that lives and works in the real world. So you'll appreciate that, Joe. I think you're going to need one of these. I think.
Oh Lord.
For like this is your bear / cougar weapon.
You notice he didn't actually fire around like that because the whole thing would have went flying.
From BA Kydex, he's got the M81, matches the pants, matches the vibe.
Good God.
Next thing we need to do is get the Platypus M81 Cerakoted.
I wonder if I guess we've been on 2 hours, so YouTube never strikes you after 2 hours. So. I'm reliably told. All right. Well, guys, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think my prediction is that April Fools will be, lackluster again this year, and we'll see. We'll see. I think, like I said, I continue to contend that the biggest problem in America will be the confluence of neo-Marxism and radical Islam, or just Islam. It seems like it's all radical, but hey.
Saying radical Islam is repeating yourself.
It's exactly right. That's one of the things that I think that Gad Sad has done the best. Is he keeps saying, "Why is it got to be radical Islam? It's just, or is it just Islam?" Watcher, one last kind of Harry Potter mashup here. I just shared it. This is completely different without all of the. This is more of a classic. Yeah, there you go.
You'll handle this.
Master gave Dobby a lightsaber. You guys have lightsabers too? Master did not tell me that. Never mind. I don't want to fight. Dobby does not want to fight. No, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. You get back here at once. Dobby
is free. I'm sorry. I'm easily amused. All right. You know, the sad thing is after Disney Star Wars, I mean, just like the innocence of the prequel era is shocking. I remember making fun of it back in the day, but now not so much. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you very much, Joe. Appreciate you, watcher, as always. Chat, you guys are killing it today. I think I got all. Yep, I got all the super chats. Appreciate you guys for being here. If you haven't done it, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Let people know that this is the place for good stuff when it comes to future conflict. Lance Corporal Veteran for $1 says, you just added the stock to my LSW rifle that my son helped build with the Klein matching upper. All right, very, very good. Appreciate you guys all for being here. Please let your friends know this is it, because if you guys don't tell them, then nobody ever knows, because the algorithm is not our friends if you haven't figured that out. So we thank you guys for being here. We will be back on Friday, same time, same channel. As always, stay safe.